So this is the first video in how to create a CSV for pre-existing data. But in this preliminary video, we're just going to see what happens when we do upload data and what to expect, what's possible and what's not possible, so that we have a better idea of what's going to happen as we create the CSV for pre-existing data. So we just made a very simple survey, first name, last name, and sector. There are only 2 people in the survey, or we have only 2 members in the project. Christine, here we're calling her Chris, and then me, Tim. And then if we click on the link, we get taken to Christine's member page. We're interested in the survey. Here Christine filled out her survey completely. And then if we go to mine, we notice that I started mine, but didn't really do anything else. I put in my first name, I got called away, and I haven't gotten back to it. So we can upload pre-existing data to a brand new project where no one's done anything, and we can also add it to a project that's very active, where some people have added data and some people have not added data. And so here is the CSV file, and again, without worrying about what this first row of headers, how we got that, that's another video. We're just going to add some very simple data. Tim Hansen, Christine Capra. We noticed that in her member name was Chris Capra, but I know she likes Christine, not Chris, so I'm going to change that to Christine. And here's the data we're going to add. Tim Hansen for me, and I'm going to add in the select box, the checkbox A, B, and D for my choice, and last name of Hansen. Christine, we're going to try to add Christine Capra and try to change her choices, which were A, B, and C, to C and D. And then just to kind of show this off, we're going to try to change this to Betty. And then we go find our file, we upload it, and this is a very important message. It says, hey, we tried to add 2 entries and there were 0 rejects. If there were rejects, if there were problems, we would click here and we would get a text file that would tell us what rows were not added. So we go back here, and then we're going to refresh the page, but remember in the CSV file we wanted to change Chris Capra to Christine Capra. She hates Chris. And so names can be updated in the CSV file. If you change the person's name here, you have to keep the same email. You can't change their emails here. That will create a whole new member. But you can change their names. You can change their email 2 and 3 and segments. If you haven't watched how to validate a member list and upload a members list, please go watch that. It talks all about how to add these, what these mean, and how to add them properly so that sumApp, so that you get what you're expecting. So let's click on my link first. We go here and we see Tim was already there, so we added Hansen and we made these choices, which is what we were expecting. Let's go to Christine's. Now remember, Christine had completely filled out her survey and we noticed that nothing changed. In the CSV, we were going to try to change her first name to Betty, and we're going to try to change her selections to C and D. But here we see it all remains what it was. Christine Capra, A, B, C. So that's the important thing to note when uploading data, the CSV. It will only pre-fill empty where no one has made a choice. So Tim had made a choice, I had filled in Tim, but these were all blank. So pre-existing data only overwrites empty fields. You cannot overwrite fields that have data in it. Once data is in there, you can't overwrite it with a CSV.